Hello everyone, hope you all are fine and taking care of yourselves. Welcome back to the Computer Online Studies of Class 2. Student, in the previous video we have started lesson number 3 and half of the explanation of the chapter was already done. Now today I am going to give you the remaining portion explanation. Okay, so all of you please take out your book and open page number 26. Here it is, lesson number 3, and the name of the lesson is Learn to Use the Computer. Okay, so before continuing with the chapter, first of all, just quickly revise what we have learned till now. Okay, so in the previous video, I just told you the steps to start a computer, and afterwards, we have discussed the desktop and the components of the desktop. Okay, now today in this video, we are going to learn the steps to shut down the computer. Okay, so first of all of you knows very well that it is very important to switch on means to start a computer or to shut down the computer properly. Okay, because if we do not start or shut the computer properly, it may harm your computer system. Okay, so in the previous video I told you the steps to start a computer. Just quickly revise with the steps. Step number 1, first of all, what you have to do, you have to open the main power supply button. Here it is. Step number 2, what you have to do, you have to switch on the UPS. Okay, and I told you about the full form of UPS as well, uninterrupted power supply. The third step, what you have to do, you have to switch on the power button on the CPU. Right, and step 4, you have to switch on the power button on monitor and wait for the computer to start. In your monitor, here it is, the switch button, you have to switch on this power button. And the last step, step number 5, what you have to do, you have to wait. Okay, while your computer open, while the screen of the computer appears, you have to wait for that, and afterward your computer will be ready to used. The next thing which we have learned in the previous video was, I told you about desktop and the components of desktop. So this is the desktop. Desktop is the screen that appears on starting the computer. Okay, and these are the components of desktop like icon, start button and taskbar. Right, first of all, icons are the small picture with titles on the desktop, and this is the taskbar, and it is the thin bar at the bottom of the desktop. Right, and this is the start button. With the help of start button you can start your computer. Okay student, now in this video I'll tell you the steps to shut down a computer. Okay, so you all have to open page number 28. So do you all know the meaning of shut down or shutting down? Shut down means to close something or closing the computer. We are going to learn the steps to shut down a computer means to close the computer. Right. So always close your computer after working on it. When you complete your work, after that you need to close your computer. So shut down or turn off the computer means closing the computer. This option is used to close the computer, right? So you have to follow the simple steps which is given below in your book to shut down the computer. What you have to do, first of all, step number 1, you have to select the start button on the taskbar. The start menu appears. Here in the taskbar, this is your start button. So you have to select this start button. Then step number 2, you have to select the shutdown button on the lower right corner of the menu. Just a minute, I'll show you the picture. Here it is. Step 1, what you have to do, you have to click the start button. Here it is. And then here you will find this button of shutdown. So you have to click it down. Okay. Then step number 3, you have to switch off the power button on the monitor. Here on the monitor, one power button is there. You have to switch this button as well. Now remember, CPU shut down itself when you shut down your computer. Do not switch off the power button on the CPU. This point you have to keep in your mind. Whenever you shut down your computer, your CPU automatically shuts. Okay, you do not need to switch off the power button of the CPU. Okay, student. Now turn your page number 30. Step 4, what you have to do, you have to switch off the power button of UPS. आपको ये UPS का बटन भी दबाकर बंद करना है ना? And the last step, you have to switch off the main power supply button. आपको इसको भी बंद करना है. सो डिड यू नोटिस वन थिंग, जो स्टेप्स आपके कंप्यूटर को ऑन करने के थे उसके ही जस्ट अपोजिट स्टेप इसको ऑफ करने के हैं, right? So these are very simple step. One more time I'm going to tell you. Step 1, you have to select the start button which is on the taskbar. Then step 2, you have to choose the shutdown button. And step 3, you have to switch off the power button which is present on monitor. And step number 4, you have to switch off the power button on UPS. And the last option step, you have to switch off the main power supply button. फिर आपका कंप्यूटर स्विच ऑफ हो जाएगा. ओके, क्विक रिकैप एक बार मैं और समझा देती हूँ. हाउ टू स्टार्ट अ कंप्यूटर. You have to switch on the main power supply button first. Then you have to switch on UPS. Then you have to switch on CPU. And the last one you have to switch on monitor. Now, how to turn off a computer. Just now we have discussed these options. Step 1, shut down the computer using shutdown option. Switch off the monitor, then switch off the UPS and then switch off the main power supply button. Right? आपका कंप्यूटर जो है वो फिर ऑफ हो जाएगा. Okay. Then afterwards student, in the previous video I have given you homework activity time number 2 in which you have to label the pictures. Here it is. You have to label the pictures. So I hope you all have done this. These are icons. This is start button. This is your desktop and this is taskbar. Now in activity time number 1, what you have to do, number the steps in the sequence to switch off a computer in the circles given below. ये आपको circles दे रखे हैं. इन circle में आपको switch off कर रहे हो आप अपना कंप्यूटर, तो उसका सीक्वेंस लिखना है. राइट, सबसे पहला स्टेप आप क्या करोगे, फिर स्टेप नंबर 2 क्या करोगे. ओके, सो फ्रॉम हेयर यू हैव टू कॉपी. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप सबको पता है आपको ये मॉनिटर अपना क्लोज करना है, तो हेयर यू हैव टू राइट डाउन नंबर 1. देन यहाँ आपका ये वाला ऑप्शन है पावर बटन का, आपको इसको क्लोज करना है. Then step number 3, you have to switch off CPU. Then step number 4, you have to switch off UPS. And the last one, you have to switch off this main power supply button. Okay, so the sequence is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay student, I hope आप लोग को समझ आया ये वर्क. राइट, नाउ इन होमवर्क आपको क्या करना है. In homework, you have to draw this picture. You have to draw this picture and you have to label as given, as same given in your book. जैसे आपकी बुक में दे रखा है label करके, in the same way you have to label in the notebook as well. Okay. Now, in the next video, we'll meet again with the remaining portion. Till then, all of you stay home, stay safe and take care.